Yeah, sure. There's time. What's that one? Huh? Oh,
It's so dry.
It's
Yeah, now I'm on. She does it herself.
She's on weed whacker,
She does like running around with that.
drinking ladies,
She doesn't speak, so I make a meeting. Possibility.
starting early.
someone, do you mind, keeping, notes?
Oh, no, no, no. No, okay.
Minutes, right? Not notes, minutes, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Just saw somebody go in.
The Mini Cooper.
Yeah, that's right. Sure.
Oh, man. This is good fun. Another pack of hot dogs.
No, I mean, they do their own count.
It's
Slush.
Well, the interest rate, you can have like 36%. These are
Yes, we're sure.
We're gonna have to separate these.
Well, I left on any early, but I was going somewhere else. It's like,
I would like to call this meeting to order, this, I'd like to call this meeting to order. So, first thing I would like to do is discuss Square Meadows approval of minutes. Is there, do we have to approve the minutes from our last meeting also, or?
June.
Yes, June and,
June.
Thanks, thanks.
oops.
Yeah, maybe. For June, I would like to line up, make a motion. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes of the June 20th meeting and the August 15th meeting.
Wait, the June 21st?
Yeah, let's do it those.
I'll second the.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes of the August 15th meeting. All those in favor? Does anyone here have anything they'd like to talk about? I know Cody is here to talk about the Scout project, so, and
Would you like to talk about that?
soccer, yeah, that's all right, thanks. Looking forward on action items, okay, budget discussions.
Should we
Yes,
let them go first, so that,
Yeah.
You just with the history all over.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Is that a motion?
Sure.
Just kidding.
sure.
I'd like to introduce Jackson, who's a scout who is going to work on the kiosk at the park.
So, yeah. Sorry to be here, we were traveling.
No, you don't need to apologize, I'm glad you're here now.
This is the second part of the plan or report, I'm not even sure.
Yeah,
Um,
take it away, my friend.
How do you want to put the handicap sign in the?
You know, this is, I'm glad you came, because we were discussing whether that's where we want it, or do we want it a little closer to the real, a different entrance to the park, which seems to be over there between the, skate park and, you know, where the parking lot opens up to the walkway. And it's a good thing that Warren's here, because he can also, what do you guys think?
I think that's a good place. A lot of people park in parking lots, start there, and walk around the track, once the sign's going, on the walking track. But I think that's a great place to put it. Or I think we also discussed putting it up by the kind of like the Y, where it goes up to the handicap parking and then over to the snack bar. So I think that's two places where people walk past a lot, and they can get the information from the kiosk.
A lot of the foot traffic there are the ball players, and the ball players are gonna go at that Y, the parents, everybody. Am I right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
So if you want to do one. I just noticed, I mean, the parking lot's full right now. Well, the ball, and they all walk past the snack bar. They don't walk all the way around to get to the ball.
Warren, is there
That's my point.
a pro or con for, like,
So that's gonna kind of rip into our budget discussions. I actually saw Kevin this morning. And we got to talk about something that we didn't plan on bringing up, about maybe potentially looking at redesigning a part of the park next year instead of, well, to put it simply, we have a trail, we have a resurfacing of the court system up on the budget this year. It seems from my conversations with some people from the Baseball Association and the church that parking for baseball is going to be probably limited going forward because they have typically parked where the skate park is going. And with that, it sounds like they won't have enough parking for all three. So Kevin and I briefly hit on something. The Director of Public Works spoke to me last week and this week, and we know we need to increase parking. So my thought over the last week, which I was going to talk to the board about this evening, is that it might make sense to think about removing the top baseball field.
the top one is in closest to the parking
No.
lot?
Furthest away.
Furthest away.
Furthest
Okay.
away. And just today, the roadmaster said we could actually, instead of resurfacing the courts, make that a second parking lot.
Thank you.
And then
Basketball
move the
courts.
basketball courts down to the flat area of baseball courts.
The top baseball, and then also remove the playground that's in the flood area in the back. So we would use that top lot, which is more level, and then just build tennis, pickleball, basketball top lot. We can remove the overflow flooding from that back area, which could then open up your garden, and also potentially maybe change where you would do the layout of the disc golf course.
So it would probably be more beneficial for Jackson to do the sign at the mulched playground area.
Correct. Now,
Okay.
we're also talking about resurfacing the existing parking lot because you're getting, I believe, 7 or 9 new parking spots with the skate park, and they're required to do a top coat and paint. So they're gonna leave an 1.5 inch gap. It's not gonna look well without us matching it up, so our intent was to match that up, and I don't know if anybody knows why the sign for the park is where it's at. It seems very awkward for egress.
About the island?
The island. I've tried to ask everyone I can find why that island was put there.
Bugs.
And again, my thought is to remove that island to make entry and exit easier,
Yes.
and we would remove those signs, which would might work together where the kiosk could go, so maybe we don't decide where the kiosk goes until we decide whether we're gonna do a brand new phase 2.
Okay, so, but for you, timeline-wise,
When is this project due by?
And I might go back to me.
okay,
Oh, okay,
so that's why I'm thinking, if we're not touching the street, the road that leads,
so that why would become, if our conversation in a little bit turns out that what I just mentioned and threw onto you as a,
There'd be more vehicle traffic.
well, that would be then become the drive to
Yeah.
the parking lot, which then maybe at that V, right, is the perfect place, because if people park in the lower lot, they'll have access. People park in the upper lot, they would have to walk down to the kiosk or,
so are we saying?
Were you building the whole
Okay.
frame and all that, is there a sign?
Warren, I just want to.
I just didn't know whether a nice,
So if we put,
the similar
okay,
box.
that's the front,
attached
that's
to the
the
building.
building, there's the.
yes, if you
If
put
we
a,
put in,
You
like,
guys-
this little
that would
wide
stay.
part, that would work?
yes.
Okay.
It's that
Okay.
same side, just up a little bit, closer towards the snack
I don't
bar.
know, what we're saying is putting the sign in here,
Is
that's
May,
that
you turn
mulched
18,
playground.
so doing this
Well,
could, I don't know if you have any
here
extra,
or-
merit badges or whatever, but
Over in there.
if we push this back too far, it could affect if you wanted any columns or anything with your trail.
Yeah,
I just making sure that we don't push your EPA project back and cause any issues with stuff that you want, it's just accomplish.
okay, so Jackson, what we're saying is, originally, we were thinking that right there, but if that's gonna go away, we're gonna put it up here in front of that mulch playground. Is that,
And that's probably where we're gonna end up putting, the Jane Jumble Memorial Stone, and that's where we would, that's what we're thinking about,
okay,
making the park entrance sign, instead of facing this way, just face that way at that Y,
yeah.
because again, that might tie in nicely.
And I was gonna say, I think that marries really well, putting both of them
Correct, I'd prefer to have
side by
that,
side,
yes.
for lack of a better term.
I don't think we need
And the
to stop.
flagpole will get moved there too, I assume.
What's that?
The flagpole would go up there.
Yes.
We don't have to stop at one, so like he's doing one, but in the future, we could put multiple signs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
Like if we, like, one of the designs has a trail that goes like to the right of the skate park, all the way around, like snakes around the whole park, you can put one there, you can put one up. If you want to connect into the trails up to the top where the basketball courts kind of connect into that little trail, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I'm saying we could put more than one, so if we have a spot that we're confident that it'll work, we could.
I believe that spot
I
that,
think that Y
That
in front of
Kelly
the
said.
mulch
I think that's the best place to
playground
put
is the
it.
best.
yeah, I don't see us
Especially
removing.
if we move this stone and that's
Yep.
fine.
Yep.
The park sign.
Right, because we still want that sign seen as people pull in. There's
Mhm.
not gonna be any parking spots right there, so there'll still be
Okay,
a visual representation of seeing the park.
So we would need one closest to the parking now and the big field is you're talking about
That back one.
Okay.
That back, like, it's like a soft.
That's where they're playing
Right.
softball now. Stevie, you're familiar with the baseball as far as usage, is there one field better than the other field, or?
No, it's based on.
Pretty much. Okay. So it wouldn't matter which field goes.
Okay, so,
I thought there's one field that can shrink in, it has multiple.
They all can.
They all
Field two is the one that can take all.
is that the?
So that's the one we have
middle?
to.
That's the middle field?
Yeah, so that's.
But they don't utilize it anymore, they play it.
Okay,
As
so
far as
field
TBD
one,
is
two,
concerned.
three.
Yeah, closest.
Okay.
So Jackson, would you go through this then?
So,
Sounds like we just changed spots.
That's all. Yeah.
it's easier to think.
Most of this is just like safety stuff. Cost-wise, it's gonna cost about $1 million. Sorry, what cost. Haven't finished what it costs, so. We just can't raise these $200. Hopefully more. Scrap metal.
We started fundraising.
Have you tried, you ever thought about doing like a dinner or something?
You're talking to a Eagle Scout here, that's why he's.
I did like a spaghetti dinner, and I went around to local places, like Giant, like stuff like that, and actually they donated a ton of food that I used to make the dinner, and they sold like tickets. So I think we raised more than this whole project. Like, you could look and see, yeah.
So when would you need to start? I know obviously ground being frozen is a big,
It has to be done with all of the work and all of it and everything by May 4th.
okay.
And next year.
You work up until midnight on May 4th. Call it, you'll have some relay.
We're not there yet. We're not doing that, but
So once you raise money, you can construct the actual, kiosk, it's a matter of going in and placing it, right?
just maybe to touch base with you guys about where exactly it needs to go.
We'll put them in contact with the director of public works. And what did you say the cost was?
$100 grand.
And if you want a phone number, I can give you a gentleman. I was on the show that for that donation.
I was gonna make a motion that maybe we, since you have until May, that we revisit this in January after you have done some more fundraising. To rush through it, especially when we're all kind of, I think January through May would give us plenty of time to complete the project.
I mean,
I guess the frozen ground.
is my,
Yeah.
Well, you can, if you want to take this back and start working on fundraising, and then come back, and if you, in 2 months, you have the fundraising, and you say, hey, I'm ready to start building and doing stuff, then you can come back to a meeting in September, November or something. I have a feeling that we're not going to have super frozen ground until probably January.
Munis Valley has a tool that will.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we use in the connection is whether or not we check with utilities.
Yeah.